Welcome to the channel of Butterflies and Things. I am your host Astrid, and here is Armin, our ball-jointed doll artist. And today we're going to be talking about the Adventures of Muscular Girl. So let's get started. Muscular Girl. This is just basically story time. So this is Muscular Girl. She's sitting right here. Hello. This is a story of a custom manufacturing order for a body. Oh god, it must be 2010. They started.
It's a good long time ago.
It's a good long time ago, indeed. Maybe 2009 actually. Somebody on Den of Angels started a group order for Muscular Girl, and they asked Nobility Doll to do it, because Nobility Doll was the only doll company who said yes, I'm willing to make a custom doll. It was, I believe, their second doll. Custom made. The first one was a mermaid body. It's about the body, not the head. It was purely about the body. And so these people, I don't remember who they were, but I think it was a group. It was a group on Den of Angels, and they started to talk to these artists and say what they want. They showed them some pictures, and I have here the first pictures.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, this, I believe this is actually their sketch. Yeah, customer design sketch, and here's some more. So this was this is what they were looking for, and they had some ideas of how
I would even call that a bodybuilding lady.
Yes, yeah. But there's a reason why she's called Muscular Girl and not Bodybuilding Lady. That's what the story is about.
Oh, I see. I seem to have jumped the hoop here.
And no, not at all. I do believe that actually the order was for a Muscular Girl, a muscular body. It was on Den of Angels. You have, it's a forum. You have like posts, and then there's a start of it, and then people talk. So indeed the name of the thread was indeed Muscular Body, I believe, Muscular Girl Body or something like that. So I think that's what he picked the name up on. But you can see she was meant to be quite muscular with the, there you go.
Oh yeah.
And so the design stage started, and I actually got to it quite late. I got to it when the thing was running for a year and a half already.
Oh.
The Nobility made something that was all in clay. It was nothing digital at that time. All in clay, and then he would show it, and then they would talk about it on the thread, and then they would decide, oh, we want this, that, the other, and then they would go back to Nobility and talk to him about it, and he would do it, and then a few months later there would be a result, and that had been going on for a year and a half.
So actually they multiple times they went around to make tweaks to the design, or even redesigning certain parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not that. Let's put that. At least it's gonna slow down the process, but there's more
year and a
problems
half.
with that.
Yeah, there's it slows down the process, and for the artists involved, I can see it was a nightmare for him. I happen to know that is a him. Nobility's designer is a him. It was a disaster, and I think what the conflict was, that the body type that they were asking for, the bodybuilder girl, you don't have that in Korea. Nobility Korean company. In fact, you don't have it anywhere in the East. It doesn't exist. So what he was kept making for them was a more of a swimmer's body, basically.
Okay, yeah, still very muscular though.
Very muscular, especially for Korean sensibilities. Very muscular. But what they wanted was actually the picture you see here. Afterwards, I remember in the Fed they came with pictures of bigger biceps on the girls. And then every time they would do that, get a picture of a girl with bigger biceps than the one before, the picture before, send it to Nobility, then he would put a little bit on, and then that much, because I think
maybe it starts to look like a man to him. And
I think it was conflicting with his sensibilities of what a nice doll looks like, and that's a problem. And it took too long. So at about a year, almost 2 years of designing, Nobility actually pulled the plug.
Okay.
And they had, for this order, there was a minimum of 10, and then the price would be, I don't remember. And then if they make the 20 mark of people who want it, then the price would be lower.
Sure.
And when it make the 30 mark, the price again would be lower. The moment that Nobility pulled the plug and says we're going to go with her as is, I went, oh, yes, I want her, because I really like the swimmer's body better than the bodybuilding body.
Okay, now we're cooking.
And so basically then the order happened, which was another palaver, because it had to be distributed by these people, and they were based in America, and with these group orders you can either try and get the company to ship to each individual person, or you can like get it sent to one central place and that person redistributes it.
But then you've got twice the postage. Really.
Yeah, and also the custom charges, which are for Europe but not for America. So I think like there was a big box that went to America, and there was individual boxes that went to Europe and other places. Afterwards, and you can always know when there's a problem with the body, or the body is not as expected. There was a lot of reshuffling. There was a lot of Muscular Girl being offered in the marketplace. So in the case, because it wasn't quite what they wanted, so they shuffled it on.
Oh goodness. Okay.
So I could have gotten her then, but I actually got her in the original order, and so that was interesting. A conflict, and one thing it taught me is that also as a group order person who runs the mommy of the group order, you want to keep the process short and doable, because they also had a lot of problems with people who had signed on 2 years previously, and then when it came to closer to the end, or the perceived not end, because it kept not ending, they sort of went away, and that's a problem. So this is one of the reasons why I will do whatever a designer wants. As an artist, somebody asked me to make something, I will do my best to get it there, and then I will give them a round of edits. And basically, if it's not done within that period, and that's an experience I have not from this order only, but from many other orders that I was either in or close by or actually did myself, is that if it needs to be edited more and more and more, it's not helping. It's not helpful.
And then also, is it actually not indicating that the requester isn't either one not capable to communicate what she really wants, or two, is constantly changing her mind. She may not know what she wants, and then she sees it and goes, no, not quite that, and then that can go on forever.
All these things, yes.
Yeah.
So I understand why after almost 2 years he pulled the plug on it, and says now we're going to do it, and he did it everything. That was in 2011. I got my girl home. I gave her a head, and I call her name is Lucy, and she's my muscular girl. Yay! Oh. So wonderful.
Sweet.
In 2017, I went to Korea.
Yeah.
And before I went to Korea, I thought, I'm going to Korea. I'm going to ask a bunch of doll companies if I can come and see them. And I did that for a whole bunch of them. Videos probably later, not right now. And one of them, what I did was, if I had a piece of resin from that company, I would take a photo, or still already have a photo of my Claudette with that piece of resin as an opening, and I sent a letter in Korean and all that. So I sent the same to Nobility Doll, a picture of Muscular Girl and Claudette, and I got a letter back saying, "You have Muscular Girl." Oh,
I loved it.
No, they said, well, you see, we moved our shop and we lost our prototype for Muscular Girl.
Oh my god.
Yes.
No.
And we actually tried to contact the original organizers of the group order, but contact was never established for whatever reason.
Well, it's been a few years.
Exactly. So he couldn't get a hold of anybody he knew that had a Muscular Girl.
Oh no.
So he asked, "Can you please bring Muscular Girl to Korea?
Okay.
I want to see this." Yes.
Did you not? My first thought, because these, I know how heavy these dolls are. My first thought would be, do I actually have luggage allowance for that?
Well, since it was going out and he said, "Can I borrow her and I will send her back sometime later?"
Oh, yeah.
I knew that the space and the weight she would take up would be filled with other things, which indeed it was on the way back.
Okay.
So, so we went to
You
visit.
want to go with a more empty suitcase and come back with, yeah. Of course,
Indeed.
yes.
Indeed.
So there
And
was space.
There was
That
space.
wasn't the issue.
There was space, and I had the biggest allowance of baggage,
Sure,
because
yeah,
I wanted to take some light stuff as well, and have enough room to take stuff home.
Yeah.
So she went. She came to Korea, and the whole Korea, how to visit doll companies in Korea, is a whole different video, which we will be doing.
We will later. Yes.
Yeah. So let's
Stay
start
tuned.
at the point where I actually entered the door.
Yeah. Okay.
This was a bit of a palaver to get there, but we entered the door. We went there, and Nobility Doll is they have like a communal space where you can actually sit. Don't expect anything more than a frat house. Basically, that was what it was.
Yeah.
And they have a space the size of my living room, which you don't know how big my living room is. It is, for a living room, it's nice. For an entire workshop, not so nice.
It's a bit on the tight side.
A bit on the tight side, indeed. And inside there was Mr. Nobility himself.
Good.
And there were two workers sitting in the corner actually working on dolls. And that's entire Nobility Doll. It's 3 people.
Wow.
So
they must be quite. First of all, they must be at it the whole time.
Yeah.
And second of all, they must really, really love the doll world.
I actually asked them, "So what do you do when it gets busy?" And he said, between my bad Korean and his bad English, his English is better than my Korean, by the way. He explained that if they get busy, if they get slammed with orders, he says, "Friends, family, we ask them and they will come." It's very Korean, of course,
right.
So that was interesting.
Good.
And he was so happy to see Muscular Girl again.
Wow.
Yeah, he kept her, and we had a lovely visit, and I'll tell you all about it in the Korean videos.
Mm-hmm.
He kept her, and then we went home, and what he said to me was the deal was that he would make a new version of her. Not sure if that he actually did a new cast from the original, or that he did something digital, I'm not sure. And then he said, "I will send you a second Muscular Girl back." And I went, I already have Muscular Girl.
Why would you need another one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but he was trying to give you a gift.
He was trying to give me
so nice.
Indeed.
Lend out.
Indeed. And for those people who are not familiar with Nobility Doll, they have a bunch of really nice dolls, but they don't have a very large selection. They have some small dolls at the moment, and he was working on really, really lovely dollies. Right there, so that was and the other big doll they have is the emotional male. Emotional male.
Wow.
So
okay, I could see some use for that.
Yep. Boyfriend for a Muscular Girl.
Absolutely. She wants sensitive guys.
Yeah, indeed. Emotional guy. Emotional male. It's called emotional male. So I asked. Emotional Male was a bit bigger and a bit more expensive than Muscular Girl would have been, but you know, so I did ask and he did say yes. And so when after I came home, it took another 7 months, and I got my Emotional Male and my girl back.
Well, let's have her out. Let's go get up close and personal here.
So she's now been to Korea twice. She was born in Korea. And she came back with me to Korea. I'm gonna get up for a second. That's much nicer. Thank you. So she went to Korea, and now she's back again. And so she's really is a Muscular Girl in every way. My swimmer girl. The head is actually not a nobility, as far as I know, because I actually don't know what the head is. It's like one of the first things I ever bought on Dead of Angels in the marketplace, and I simply forgot to write down what it was. So she's Lucy. Hello everyone.
Hello.
And yeah, that's just the Adventures of Muscular Girl. But interesting about her. I hope I can show that. And her thigh here is actually, this part is actually of the thigh and not of the body. So if I go like that, you can see she pops out like that. How she pops out like that. So that was interesting, and it's part of the original design that the people who wanted the custom order actually asked for.
You can even see on the legs here this
lots
huge muscles.
Oops.
Stay upright.
Yeah, and her back is lovely. Also, all muscles. It's basically, she's a swimmer. She should be available now again. I did look, and I think she was.
The arms,
a couple of weeks ago.
Defined muscles. It's very hard to see. You will have close.
And he was lucky because I actually also got the the fist hands. She has fist hands, and I got them with the original order, so he could have he could copy them as well. So it was yeah, Muscular Girl.
Yeah. So how many were made?
Well, in the original order, I think they maxed it out at 30, and I think so 30 in the first run, I believe. And then there was a reissue. It was on the website. That's okay. There's been a reissue in 2015. No, there was a reissue between that and the point where the original was lost, obviously. And the molds, they were out, so you have to even if you don't cast it after a year or so, these molds are not. You can't make another cast out of them, so you have to make molds from the original again. So I suppose he has now an in-between original that he uses for mold making. Yeah, I love her the way she is. My Lucy. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Certainly a striking doll, and lots of definition on all the body parts, the arms, the upper arms, the legs, and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. So basically those are the Adventures of Muscular Girl.
Right. Yeah, well, I actually we talked a lot about custom-made heads, but we've barely touched on custom-made bodies. How rare is it?
Very rare, because the Nobility doll did her, and they did the mermaid, which I actually never saw. I only saw the drawings of it. I never saw the. So I don't know how the story of the mermaid actually went out. I don't know if it ever got made. So it's very rare because it's quite a bit more complicated than a head, and you can argue a lot more about what it should look like. Yeah, kudos for Nobility for trying something like that, but I can understand where the problems happened, and
yeah, but they got it done, and it's a stunning doll. I can imagine he wanted to have a copy of the original doll.
Of course,
for his own collection or his
company's. To have it on the website for sale again.
Oh, is it?
Oh yes.
Oh wow! Yes. It's in there.
It should be. There is a page. That should be that page actually. We put it offside already. So yeah, she's. Not sponsored by Nobility at all.
No.
She is what she is. She's a muscular girl, but not bodybuilder type. I would say there's a Dutch swimmer, Inge de Bruin. She does the butterfly move very well.
Multiple Olympic champion.
Exactly, yeah. and she has that kind of musculature at her shoulders to do that sort of move. So she's a swimmer to me. She could be a track runner or something like that. It's sporty, but not overly sporty. Yeah.
Indeed.
So yeah.
So that was the Adventures of Muscular Girl. It's now a few years ago, but clearly it's back on the website, and she's still, Arwen's is still enjoying her own doll. So there you go. That's it for now. If you liked this video, give us a little thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe for more videos coming up, please hit the subscribe button. And there's also an option to ask us questions in, for instance, the Facebook group or here down below, and then we'll try to get to questions at some point. And meanwhile, have fun. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.